Good afternoon, Professor Fogarty, Mr. Malone, and fellow classmates. Today we would like to speak with you about Tresemmé, which is a line of hair care products for Unilever. Tresemmé has an entire line of salon-quality, affordable hair care and styling products sold in grocery and drug stores throughout the U.S. Our consulting team includes Anise, Tony, Elizabeth, and myself. The purpose of our presentation is to inform you about animal testing as an unsustainable activity. As a function of research and development, cosmetic companies such as Tresemmé evaluate the effects of prospective formulations on animals, including albino rabbits. These rabbits are used because they lack tear ducts and the eyes are relatively large. Tresemmé's animal testing policy is provided on their website as given here. Some of the key items to note is that their description on animal testing is not very specific. For instance, it does not highlight which compounds are tested on animals or for which countries animal tests are required. Based on the policy displayed, it appears that animal testing is still desired to deliver innovative products and not necessarily a regulatory obligation. To further complicate the efficacy of the policy, it is unclear if Tresemmé is selecting suppliers based on a decision to not conduct animal testing or otherwise. As a function of animal testing, we would ask you to consider the following costs. Considering the time required to complete testing, you have to think about developing protocols approved by third-party review boards, equipment purchases, and animal purchases. As such, it could take anywhere between a month and a year to get approval. With regard to laboratory expenses, a typical eye or skin irritation test, such as the Draize test, will cost at least $1,800 per rabbit. There is also the emotional tolls on technicians performing the testing and potential damage to the company's image. Should, for example, that the animals are sought to be taught poorly as a result of inadequate training of the technicians performing the tests, this would be a very deep black eye for Unilever and Tresemmé to overcome. Oftentimes it is simply best to avoid the complication of trying to explain this by not performing animal testing. In addition to the costs associated with performing the test, Unilever currently is on a do animal testing list for companies outside of the review agency, such as PETA, and that this could potentially harm their brand image for consumers who are more conscientious of animal rights. When considering the benefits of pursuing an animal-free testing policy, the potential benefits include the following. Previous R&D costs associated with the animal testing would be eliminated, likely reducing overall costs. With a reduced R&D budget, ROI would also increase for both shareholders and employees. Generally, there is greater job satisfaction for employees as they're no longer developing a product or producing a product associated with animal testing. One would also expect an improvement in market share for customers who try to avoid purchasing products or ingredients that are tested on animals. Lastly, one way to recognize that the product is free of animal testing is by obtaining a PETA approval and displaying the logo on their product that's stating that the company does not conduct, commission, or pay for any tests on animals or ingredients, formulations, or finished products, and that they pledge not to do so in the future. There are also benefits to be gained from both shareholders and stakeholder perspective. For a shareholder, future investors are more likely to purchase shares in Unilever if their goals and values are in alignment. Management must exercise efficient decision-making so as to earn increased profits, whereby increasing shareholder value. Shareholders can also take pride in a company that is socially and environmentally conscious. This will bring new opportunities for consumers that only buy products that are animal-free tested, and brings about how they are committed to environmental, social, and economic impacts to their shareholders. Upon election to pursue an animal-free testing policy, some of the alternatives that support an animal-free testing include adopting a vegan and plant-derived approach to testing, Other hair care product companies have been able to successfully implement this style of testing, including Conair, Bare Minimals, Burt's Bees, Paul Mitchell, and Ulta. One of Unilever's competitors currently uses predictive evaluation, which involves sophisticated tools and techniques, modeling of molecules, expert systems and statistical tools, imagery methods, and roboticized platforms. These new tests and available knowledge has made it possible to predict the safety and effectiveness of an ingredient and the product that contains it before it has even been synthesized. Should Unilever choose to pursue our proposal for Tresemmé, we recommend the following strategies. Develop sustainable value initiative by budgeting an appropriate R&D funding scheme. Anticipate future generations will be more conscientious about animal rights and then market the animal-free testing strategy. Align with key suppliers to ensure the end-to-end value chain is recognized. Vocalize the animal-free testing strategy to all stakeholders by including opportunities for educating the public. We believe that this is a feasible initiative as there are competitors currently employing similar techniques. Such competitors that we previously mentioned as Ulta, Paul Mitchell, and Burt's Bees. Within the next year, Unilever should be able to complete this task by either inducing their current suppliers to eliminate testing on animals or pursuing contracts with other suppliers. Completion of the sustainability initiative is dependent on Tresemmé's internal organization to persuade existing suppliers or contract with new suppliers. In summary, we reviewed animal testing as an unsustainable activity. We discussed that the benefits to both stakeholders and shareholders outweigh the costs that are associated with this practice. There are acceptable alternatives available that should be considered and fit Unilever's strategy of sustainability. Implementation time should be less than 1 year with net savings realized in the next 3 years. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time.